The more books I read on the law of attraction, the more I kept hearing how important it is to believe. That you can't manifest anything in your life unless you believe. And so I thought, well, what is the definition of belief, and how do I believe in order to manifest something in my life? What if I don't believe that I can manifest it, but yet I still want to manifest it in my life? How do I believe? If that's all it takes to manifest something in my life, then how do I believe? And I wasn't very satisfied with the definitions I was given when it comes to belief until I heard Abraham Hicks' definition on belief. And it's a very simple definition. A belief is a thought that you just keep thinking over and over again. It's your habit of thought. And the reason why it's so easy to continuously think the same thoughts, like negative thoughts, the reason why it's so easy is because you developed a habit, and whenever you develop a habit, there's a certain part in your brain. This is something I learned from the book The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. There's a certain part in your brain called the basal ganglia that programs itself in order to do the things that you keep doing every day, the habitual activity or even thoughts that you have every day. It programs itself to do it automatically so you can conserve energy, so you don't have to put forth any more conscious energy to do those same things that you keep doing, or you keep thinking those same thoughts that you keep thinking. So as soon as you get paid, or as soon as you have to pay your bill, as soon as you deal with money, if you were to be very aware of what thoughts you're having in those moments, you'll probably notice that you've been thinking negative thoughts like, I'm not making enough money, there's not enough to go around, I will never make enough money. If you were to be very aware of the thoughts that you're having when you're dealing with money, you'll see that your habit of thought, your belief when it comes to money. But the good news is that you can change it by practicing a new thought and continuously thinking that new thought. Instead of lack, you can think of abundance. And the more you think that thought of abundance, that part of your brain will realize that that's something that you're going to continuously do, so it's going to program itself to do it automatically. So therefore you'll start to develop a habit of thought that works in your favor. So whenever you're dealing with money, instead of thinking that you're not making enough, you're going to be thinking that there's more enough to go around, and that you're grateful that you're able to pay that bill. You're grateful that you're getting paid instead of feeling dread. And so the trick is to continuously thinking that thought of abundance so it can kick in that part of your brain so it can program itself to do it automatically. And that's the good news. That is, eventually you're not going to have to remember to think that thought anymore. It's just going to happen naturally. So I believe that for me clarified a lot when it comes to believing, because it almost sounds like corny or a cliche, like, or just believe, but what do you mean just believe? How do I believe if I don't believe? And that's what it is. It's just a thought that you just keep thinking over and over again. You just gotta have to practice a new thought until it becomes automatic and naturally.